Healthy Scratch Red Wings Report, presented by 5v5hockey.com.
Welcome back to the Healthy Scratch Red Wings Report. Today, we're going to continue our 2022-2023 player profiles, where we go through every player's regular season statistics, their advanced stats, their contract situation, and where they fit going forward. Ben Chiarot stinks. This guy, when he got signed by the Red Wings, it was maybe the most violent reaction that I have had to a signing or trade since the Ken Holland days. This is the first time that I have doubted Steve Yzerman when he signed Ben Chiarot to a 4-year deal worth $4.8 million as a 31-year-old. I could not believe what I was seeing. You guys remember the plethora of signings that the Red Wings went through on July 1st. It was Perron and Kubalik and Andrew Kopp. And like, there were so many moves. It was hard to keep track of like who's coming in and who's not. And then I heard Ben Chiarot, and I remember going, Ben Chiarot, really? Like, I don't really like him that much. Me and Bobo in the Bushy and Bobo show, we broke down when the Panthers traded him or traded for him from the Montreal Canadiens, and his advanced stats were pitiful. He didn't really do that much. And I really questioned, number one, just the signing in general. Where does he fit on this team? What do we need him for? Number two, the term. 4 years is a long time for this guy. Now, 3 more years left at 4.8. You're not just going to get rid of a guy like that. I mean, maybe if Yzerman could, he would, but I don't think anybody's going to be a willing participant this time around. You remember, Ben Chiarot got traded for a first-round pick. So the Canadiens have the Panthers' first-round pick, I think, this year, which will be 31 or 32, depending on who wins the Stanley Cup, because they're in the final. Let's look at just his regular stats. So Ben Chiarot played 76 games, 5 goals, 14 assists, 19 points, minus 31. Listen, everyone else on the team was not even close to that. The lowest one, other than Ben Chiarot, was Lucas Raymond, minus 17, and then Gustav Lindstrom, minus 16. Minus 31. He has doubled plus minus. I hate plus minus, but I have to bring it up here because that is pathetic. That's not even in the remotely good at all. That's not even bad. That's pitiful for a veteran guy that is wearing an A on his jersey some games. We're following this guy? Come on. Now he played 19 minutes and 43 seconds of ice time. That's absurd that he played that long. I think it was our Mo Sider video, we showed some statistics, and maybe I'll throw them on the screen here too, of the worst defensive pairings in the league. And based on advanced statistics, Chiarot and Sider were in the top 5. They were horrific. Sider looked terrible. Chiarot did not compliment him at all. And once they put Sider with Jake Wallman, everything fixed itself. Sider looked like his old self again. Jake Wallman looked awesome. Ben Chiarot went on to play with Filip Hronek. And guess who started the season hot? Filip Hronek. Guess who sucked when he was with Ben Chiarot? Filip Hronek. Guess who got traded somehow for a first and a second while playing with Ben Chiarot? Filip Hronek. So Ben Chiarot is like kryptonite for the Red Wings defense. I swear on my daughter, if this guy plays with Simon Edvinsson at all next year, I would say I would go and shave Derek Lalonde's head. I would put Miracle Grow on his bald head and make him grow a mohawk, because there's no way this guy should be near any of our young players. He shouldn't be on the roster, in my opinion. Let's look at his advanced stats, and I'll show you why. 4% wins above replacement. That is horrible. For $4.8 million to be in the lowest 4% of defensemen, that is unspeakable. Even strength offense, again, I don't really care that much about offense with a defenseman, but way below average. Even strength defense, 16th percentile. So if you have the argument that, well, Kyle, he's a defensive guy. No, he's not. He's absolutely not that. He's not a power play guy. He's not really a penalty kill guy either. He's so average that it's kind of like, all right, I mean, I guess we can put him out there. Finishing, don't care about it because he's a defenseman. But Oh, his competition level is really high. So what? So is everybody. I mean, when I was talking to one of my buddies, Lou, he always says, well, you got to look at the eye test. You know what I see with the eye test? When I watch warm-ups and I see some of the guys jostling around stuff, I don't see Ben Chiarot. He's over there doing his own thing. He's got his helmet off. He's got his hair going. He looks so disengaged with this team that he is now turning into my new Danny DeKaiser, Jonathan Erickson, Adam Ernie, Danny Cleary, all the guys that have grinded my gears. There's always one guy on the team that's going to be that guy. It's absolutely Ben Chiarot. I thought it was Andrew Kopp. There was times where it was that because he was making up, but he was decently effective this year. Nothing like this. Nothing like Ben Chiarot. I can't believe how bad he was. When I say I can't believe it, yeah, I can. I can believe that he's this bad because I've watched him play. And we got to watch him play for another 3 years. Best case scenario is obviously that he somehow turns it around and figures it out because this isn't even like this is an anomaly. This is what he is. This is what he was last year. I have no clue how he got a first round pick going back the other way for him. Like this signing is by far the worst move that Steve Yzerman has made, like bar none. So for anybody that says all I do is blow smoke at Yzerman, no. With this, absolutely not. I can look at my favorite player of all time, who I think is an amazing GM, has a good track record, and look at this and go, this was a mistake. And I would love to ask him, like, what were we thinking here? Because this is the argument. Like, if you want to try to make the argument that he should be on the team, I implore you to say why. Tell me in the comments, like, why should he be on the team? I've shown you his regular season stats. I've shown you the advanced stats. We looked at how bad this contract is. We know his age. He's a left-hand defenseman. He's jamming up that left side, and he's made his teammates worse. What else do you need to hear? There's no way that they can trade him, so don't even ask because he's worth nothing. There's no way they're going to buy him out because that's going to be like a 6-year buyout of like $2.5 million a year. I don't want that on the books. So we're stuck with them. And I just really hope that this $4.8 million for the next 3 years doesn't hinder Yzerman's ability to make moves that he needs to make. Ben Chiarot stinks.